In this video I'm going to be riding with my mate Charlie Dale. I'm currently in the middle of Norfolk, not far from King's Lynn, where I'm meeting him to join on his charity ride, which is the Shauns TT100. In this ride, Charlie is attempting to visit 100 biker cafes around the country in 30 days, collecting money for Headway and brain tumour research along the way. And we'll tell you a little bit more about Shaun and his story a little bit later on. But I said when Charlie gets to my part of the world, I'm going to join him for a couple of days. So I'm off to meet him at one of his cafe stops in King's Lynn, and then we're going to spend 2 days riding back down into my neck of the woods. And I want to bring you guys along, so enjoy. Down here somewhere should be a little cafe called MotoBites. Is this? What did I say? Oh, TF Motorcycles, here we go. Evening, officer. So we've just left the first stop of the day there. I didn't get a chance to show you around the guys at MotoBite, TF Motorcycles, because I was a little bit late due to some technical issues this morning, and we've got to crack on because our next stop is Krazy in Bury St Edmunds, where apparently there are some journalists waiting. So we need to get there pretty quickly. Charlie will tell you all about the ride, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But he's doing this because he lost a close friend who had quite an innocuous fall at home and ended up with a catastrophic brain injury, which sadly led to him passing. Charlie wanted to do something for the family, and they suggested doing something to raise money for the charity. Charlie obviously thought, well, let's do something on the bike. He came up with this idea, then Headway really got behind it, and Brain Tumour Research got involved as well, and we've got a few other partners that have been involved. And of course the idea then is to raise as much money as possible for the charity. So Charlie's collecting money as he's going around. He's got a little app that people can scan and donate money or give him cash. And what I'll do is I'll leave a little link in the bottom if anybody wants to make a donation, so any support is gratefully received. Just getting a few spots of rain. The forecast isn't great for today, but we might get away with just a few bits of drizzle. So anyway, I'll pick it up when we're somewhere a little bit more interesting than here. So here we are approaching a second stop of the day, Krazy, which I'm sure is very well known to you.
Krazy has been an integral part of the biking scene, particularly custom bikes in East Anglia, and this year they are celebrating their 30th year in business. The store in Bury St Edmunds has a very eclectic mix of motorcycles, both old and new. There's a shop with loads of cool gear, a very nice cafeteria, so if you're in the area, definitely a place to visit.
That was Krazy, which unfortunately the cafe was closed today, which was a shame, but there you go. We are now heading towards the coast, towards Walton-on-the-Naze. I think we might stop to get something to eat if we spot something along the way. If not, we're going to get to Walton-on-the-Naze, and then we're staying out in that part of the world before riding tomorrow, where it looks like the weather's going to be much better. We're going through the delightful market town of Bury St Edmunds. Pretty cool old bus, that. This is day 9 for Charlie on this ride, and he's had 8 days of sunshine, or 8 days with no rain, and then the day he meets me, it's rained pretty much all afternoon. A well-known location in this part of the world with a friendly greeting from this little fella.
Brain Tumour Research and Headway, which is the Brain Injury Association, which is, they have a lot of bikers basically. But I did it because my mate literally slipped on the stairs and never woke up. Yeah, shocking. So, yeah, did you hear what that bloke said today?
No.
That's
Yeah, I'll give you a 10.
Oh, bless you, mate. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you.
Cheers.
Now we're just heading down the road to our hotel and a chance to dry off.
So there we go, that's the end of day 1. Not a great day weather-wise really, but we got the stops in that Charlie had pre-arranged. The weather's looking better for tomorrow, and we've got somebody joining us for the ride tomorrow as well, so more on that later on. I also want to say thank you to the staff at the Kingscliff Hotel in Holland-on-Sea, I think it is, or if it's Holland-on-Sea or Clacton. Lovely hotel, this really nice hotel. The nicest staff you could ever meet, really helped us out, gave us a decent place to park the bikes, got us checked into the room even though there was a slight problem with the booking, which was my problem, not their problem. Really, really nice. So we're going to have a nice meal here tonight.
Right,
So, yeah, here we go.
look at that burger. What have I got? Crispy pork. Some nice looking onion rings.
And then we'll get cracking in the morning. Fingers crossed the sun will be shining.
So day 2, there's where we stayed last night, the Kingscliff. Actually a really nice hotel. Lovely staff. We had a nice meal last night. And we've got a short hop to our first stop today, which is the Full Throttle Cafe in Clacton, which is literally a few hundred yards away. Charlie is there, ready to go. So he's leading us to that cafe, but then I'm going to lead on from there. This is my backyard, I guess, and I said I'd take him on some nice routes. A little bit clearer than it was yesterday. Fingers crossed. This is what we get all day. You can actually see the sea. There you go, Kingscliff Hotel. I can highly recommend it if you're in this part of the world.
As Tony said, about 8 months ago, a mate of mine, I'd grown up with, played rugby with, gone fishing with, he's one of my oldest mates, slipped on the stairs and never woke up. He had a catastrophic brain injury at the back of his head, and unfortunately the damage was done. And I couldn't make any sense of it, so I decided that I had to do something. So after talking to his family, I approached Headway. Headway are the Brain Injury Association, and they help a lot of people with the after effects mostly of brain injury, and that obviously affects quite a lot of bikers. So I thought, what am I going to do? So working with Mr. Tony, we're thinking about content, upcoming content, and with a sort of idea about visiting motorcycle cafes. So over the course of the next month, I will be attending hopefully 100 motorcycle cafes in less than 30 days, but round the UK, which is about 3,000 miles, raising money and awareness not only for Headway, but for Brain Tumour Research, which is another great charity that I've recently become an ambassador of as a result of a mate of mine suffering a brain tumour, who is absolutely fine now, thanks to the amazing strides that have been made in brain tumour research.
Well, we've been joined, as you may be able to see, by Saffron Wilson from Motorcycle News, who's on the Yellow Tiger 800. She's joining us for a bit of the trip today. She's doing a piece in MCN, so look out for that. And we've been blessed with some sun.
Being local, I've been to Frank's on numerous occasions, but obviously this was the first time for Charlie and for Saffron too. So whilst I checked out the menu, Saffron sat down with Charlie to get the story behind his trip, find out a little bit more about his friend Shaun and what the two charities actually do to help people with problems.
Now trademarked, with sell t-shirts all over the world, so it's good. So that's why for it.
Cool, so you've got the cap, you've got the workshop, what else you got?
We've got classic cars, so in the 1930s up to modern classics.
Oh cool, yeah.
Always a friendly welcome, really good prices, lovely people. And now we're just going to do a quick 5 minutes down the road to the Bungalow Diner, because that means that Charlie can tick off another cafe. And here we are, next stop, Bungalow Diner. Flying visit, I think, for this one.
Bless. So I was like, no, you're all right, I'll pack it, Chris. But yeah, so there have been some surreal experiences. The getting bitten by the dog, falling off my motorbike at the traffic lights, which I do spectacularly well.
I think you're going to have to say the bitten by the dog in the traffic light story now.
If you like milkshakes, that is definitely the place to go. We all had a milkshake in there. I had a Biscoff one, Charlie had a Nutella one, and Saffron had a... quite sure, I think she had a Nutella one as well. And they were on the house, which was very nice of those people as well. So, Bungalow Diner, American style diner, but milkshakes are their speciality and I can highly recommend them.
Poulson Creative Customs is the brainchild of Stuart Poulson. I met Stu quite a few years ago when he opened his first little custom shop just south of Chelmsford. Things have gone from strength to strength and he now owns this fantastic emporium in Maldon. Plenty of bikes, plenty of clothing, there's a nice cafe, there's even a custom hat maker on board. If you've got any need for a funky bike or you'd like a bespoke custom, Stu's the man to speak to.
So there we go, Poulson Creative Customs in Maldon. Always nice to catch up with Stu, but a good destination. We are now heading to our last stop of the day, I think. The Cabin Dairy at Burnham-on-Crouch, so not too far to go from here. Hopefully that grey cloud stays exactly as grey cloud and doesn't do anything else. Yeah, let's go and tick off another cafe for Charlie's list. So we've just made an executive decision. It has started raining again. We got stuck in some traffic with an accident back in the lanes, which means that getting to the Cabin Dairy in Burnham, we're not going to make it before they close. So we have decided to switch and head towards Finchingfield to go to Winners, because there's no point in going all the way to Burnham away from the direction that we will end up going to get to somewhere that's closed. So we're going to turn around and head off that way and hopefully the rain will stop. So here we go, coming into Finchingfield, which many of you will know. I think we did a good job actually switching routes because we've ridden up into relatively dry roads and no rain and blue skies. And if we'd gone the other way to Burnham, that was heavy rain and very dark clouds. This is a nice, I would call it a biker cafe, I would say. I think you can get away with that. So it's somewhere nice for Charlie to stop off. we can find somewhere to park. There we go. We've got Toast for Chew cafes here. We've got Winners here. The tea room over there. Or potentially the Fox.
I'm doing 100 motorcycle cafes in under 30 days.
Fabulous.
So yeah.
And how are you raising that money? How is that? So
We have a
people
give
just
star. We have a give star page.
Right.
The brilliant thing about that is they automatically divide the money straight away to the two charities. So we don't have a Father Ted moment where the money is resting in my account.
So how much have you raised so far?
About £5,000.
Well done. Amazing.
And we're 10 days in.
Okay, so there we are, last stop of the day. We've had pretty much sunshine most of the day, apart from a little bit of rain, and actually that made us change our last destination, which has been good. It's been a lovely couple of days riding with Charlie, it always is. I'll give him the last say on this video. I will leave links to the charities and I'll leave links to the fundraising page down below. So if you can and you're able to, it would be very much appreciated if you would click on that and make a donation. Doesn't matter how small it is, everything helps. But that's it from me. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm just going to hand over to Charlie to give you the final words, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Just to say thank you for my old mate T for coming and joining me today and pointing me in the direction of all his local haunts. We've had a lovely couple of days. It's been absolutely brilliant. And folks, we need your money. We need your money. We also need you to be awareness. There's a lot of people there who have head injuries that don't know anything about Headway. Okay, so Headway, also Brain Tumour Research, it's all on the GiveStar page. T's going to put all the links up. So please, if you can, donate. Thanks very much.